Good evening and welcome to tonight's episode of If It Wasn't For My Knees. Tonight I'm joined by Mikey, GJ, CT and Uche, and of course we've got more Euro 2020 chats. We've reached the business end of the tournaments. The group stage is now finalised. We know who's playing who. The game that was taking most of our attention on Wednesday night was Portugal versus France. And obviously Germany versus Hungary was taking place at the same time. Hungary almost did it. My CT, your dark horses almost did it.
Yes, sir.
To the lead twice.
I was rooting for them, man. Definitely. I felt so bad for them in the end. I think they gave everything they could in that game. So, you know what I mean? My predictions almost came true. But I actually wanted them to go through because it meant England, well, at that time it was England. They were to face England in the next round, so I was up for that. But no, man, credit to Hungary. You got to give them a shout out, man. Definitely. But that was the best day so far of the Euro 2020s. Definitely, with all the drama and all the games going on. But big up to Hungary, man. Very unlucky.
Very unlucky. And GJ, I think throughout the match, England were facing pretty much everyone in that group at one stage or another, but they've ended up with Germany.
Yeah, I think Uche posted it in our WhatsApp group that there was like 11, I think about 10 or 11 times our opponents changed throughout the timeline of yesterday's matches. We probably had about 4 times we could have faced Portugal, 3 times Germany, etc., etc. But it's landed on Germany. They're beatable, but then so are we. So I'll take it because if we can get past Germany, then the route looks quite enticing. In fact, I think we might even reach the final.
If we beat Germany, it's coming home, mate. I'm telling you.
All right, CT, 100%. Calm down. We'll get to that. The other game that was going on at the same time, which had an impact on who England could play, was the Portugal versus France game, which was swinging one way to the next. The referee seemed to take most of the limelight because he gave 3 penalties, I think it was in total in the end. The game ended 2-2. Mikey, France. Are they still favourites, do you think?
Yeah, I think they're still favourites. They weren't convincing, but they didn't have to win. So It was always going to be a predicament in that game where they didn't have to win. We're not going to see them at full throttle. So it got to a point where both of them were happy with a draw just to see things through. But France, Portugal managed to get 2 penalties against them. I guess they're still not conceding in open play really too many opportunities. So they're still as solid as we thought they were. They missed chances. That's a good thing. But yeah, they're not looking indestructible, but I'd still put them as favourites in the tournament.
And Uche, France, as Mikey just mentioned, they have been missing quite a lot of chances. Mbappe, the guy's just messing up my bet. So
your bet's done, man.
I'm not happy with that guy.
Your bet. I don't really see them as having that many chances, but the France side I'm seeing is the France I expected. Very much second gear because they've been through so much and have the experience, and we can only judge them. I'm assuming you can only judge them in the knockouts when they know that if they mess up, they go home. But from what you've seen, I think a team like Switzerland should be, as confident as they can be because they haven't been playing that well. So, but obviously France can switch it up at any time, and maybe that's what we're waiting for. But I'm not too surprised. I've always said, Deschamps is not the most attacking manager in the world, and the players know how to get results. So maybe he's just one of those things in the last 3 or 4 years, just playing the same way and getting results. But they're not impressive. I don't have them to win the tournament purely because I think they will get shocked when they need to turn it up and he's not there. When that gear they need to put it up and it's not there. But yeah, same issue. They're conceding goals now, so there's hope for any team that plays them as far as I'm concerned. But it's still favourites by the bookies. I'll still have them as favourites.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's move on and talk about. I know there was a few other games that went on as well. A notable result was the Spain 5-0 against Slovakia, which I know Uche is particularly pleased about. But let's move on to previewing the round of 16. So we're going to do it in the order in which they're actually going to play. So Wales versus Denmark is first up. I think that I'm going to say it, GJ, whether you like it or not, Wales are going to beat Denmark. You may not think that teams like Wales should be in this tournament, but I think Wales are going to beat Denmark. So what do you think is going to be the result in this one, GJ? Start with you.
Yeah, I think Denmark will knock them out. Just to touch on your point that you just said, that I said teams like Scotland shouldn't be at the Euros, and ultimately I was proved right. Wales, obviously they deserve to be at the Euros because they've qualified, they got out of the group. They've got genuine world-class players, or players on the periphery of what used to be world-class. And obviously they got the pedigree of, I was going to say 5 years ago now, weren't it? The last Euros. So they got that pedigree. Scotland dashed them out, forget them. This game, I think Denmark will beat them. I hope Denmark beat them because of what happened to Eriksson. I think they're a lot of people's second favourite team. And I hope they do it. Regarding a score, I think it might be tight. I'll go for probably 1-0 Denmark.
1-0 to Denmark. Okay. Mikey D. Wales versus Denmark. I think it's going to be a tight game as well. What do you think? Do you agree with what GJ's saying?
Yeah, until Denmark smashed up Russia, I would have had Wales to beat Denmark, but I back Denmark for a 2-1 win.
Okay.
It'll be tight, but I don't know. Nah, 2-1 Denmark. Although Wales got to the semis last time, didn't they?
They did.
So, and they have that kind of win record in the tournament. But Denmark, they'll do it for Eriksson. And then they get smashed out by the Netherlands in the next round.
And CT, so the game's actually going to be in, I've forgotten where it is now, but it's not in Denmark. It's not in Denmark. Amsterdam.
Yeah.
It's going to be in Amsterdam, so on neutral ground.
I'm going for Wales here, man. I think you lot have written.
Let's go.
I think you've written.
Let's go, CT.
I think Wales have played some good stuff, man. Like I haven't watched all of the Denmark games, but I fancy Wales. I think they're a good little bet for that game. I'm going to go for a 2-0. Rambo, man of the match.
It's definitely not going to be 2-0.
2-0, trust me.
It'll be a tight game.
I don't think so. I think it'd be pretty open, to be honest.
Comfy, yeah?
Yeah, man, 2-0.
Man, like Danny James.
Like Danny James, bro. Crazy.
No chance.
Flying down the wing. Uche, what are your thoughts on Denmark versus Wales?
Yeah, I already put Wales through. I didn't even need to spend too much time on this one.
Let's go.
There you go.
Wales are going through for me. I think they're a better team, better setup. They've got the two absolute, at least like GJ said, the people on the peripheral, either being world class or certainly have the talent to be world class in Ramsey and Bell, and I'm backing them all day, every day. Because I knew that it wasn't in Denmark. So for me, Denmark are gonna try and play open. This guy's gonna counter them, and they'll probably win. We're gonna go for a 2-1 tight game.
2-1. So we've got 3 people going for Wales, and then Mikey, GJ going for Denmark. Okay, we'll revisit that one. So the other game.
I don't want to
Can you change?
No, I'm joking.
So the team that the winner of that game can face is going to be the winner of the Netherlands versus Czech Republic. I'm going to guess that nobody here thinks Czech Republic is going to win that match.
Hold on.
Oh wait.
No, I'm playing. No way. No chance.
Netherlands have looked good. I do think they're kind of open, but I don't think Czech Republic are the type of team that can punish them. I think Uche is just itching to say something.
No, I'm not feeling the Holland. I'm not feeling Netherlands, but I'm not gonna. I'm kind of tempted to say just that I don't really know much about Czech Republic, so he's kind of like just saying it just to be different. But honestly, I would not be too surprised if they do it because again, Netherlands are not playing at home. But the problem is, from what I saw from the England game, which, you know, to be fair to both sides, they didn't absolutely need to win. It's hard to judge on that. I haven't really checked that closely. I just don't rate Netherlands. Don't rate that manager at all. Like, out of the last 16, I'll put him as the 16th worst easily for me. I just don't rate him. Got no respect for what he does. So. It wouldn't surprise me.
I'm with Uche. I'm with Uche on this.
You've got to take it for what it is, though, mate. Like, they've had a good tournament so far. They've probably played the best football.
Yeah, no doubt.
So.
If you go to work at these guys, I just think that Czech have got nothing to fear. There's nothing there, man. If you know how to defend, they don't seem to concede goals. But like I said, I don't know enough about Czech Republic to be fair to say. Well, I'm just saying that I would not be surprised. I'll probably still put Holland because I don't know enough.
Holland must be one of the tournament top scorers, and you're saying Czech Republic have nothing to fear.
Yeah, because you're playing. I expected them to top the group. I put money on them to top the group. So to me, it was not a surprise what they did. Obviously, like you said, the manner they did it was slightly surprising because I fully expected them to win in that group. That group had nothing in there. But, I'll always give credit where credit is due on the group stage. But again, Netherlands, they play too open. I've seen a few counters.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
and
it's concerning.
And this is going to be the first time they're going to play away from home. They're not going to be at Amsterdam no more. So, I just think that Czech could do enough to. It doesn't seem like Czech Republic concede a lot of goals, so that would stand them in good stead. And they could cause it. That shake is on fire. So, I see
this game. I see this game as a 50-50. I really do. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it went all the way to penalties.
Yeah, same.
Do not be surprised.
No chance. No chance.
I don't know what you guys have been in Czech Republic. They've been completely dead. Did they pose a threat to England?
Did they win their first two games?
No, they won.
They beat Scotland.
They beat Scotland. The team that you said shouldn't be in the tournament.
Yeah, right.
And it wasn't even that straightforward either because Scotland had loads of chances.
We didn't. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, your drink's getting to you, mate. You got water today?
No, hang on a minute. So in the second game, they beat Croatia, didn't they?
Did they?
No, it was a draw.
You sure?
With us yet?
Because they had
they
4
beat
points.
Scotland and drew Croatia.
They were leading England because they both got 4 points. So they were leading England from goals scored or something like that. Okay. So they were all both on 4 points at the time when they played each other.
Do you want to revise your opinion there, GJ?
No. Honestly, because I think I'm not saying I'm an expert on Czech Republic, but Netherlands are open. They are so open. If you got a half decent side who are organised, you're going to pap there. And like
Did you watch all the Netherlands games?
Mate, I don't know why you're so gassed about the Netherlands.
I just want to understand. Did you watch all the Netherlands games?
Yeah,
90 minutes, DJ.
I don't think
No, I didn't. Not 90 minutes, no.
I just want to hear what sample size of the matches you've seen that you can be following Uche's lead and saying they're so open.
They are open now.
Uche, please. I think you've watched them a bit. I just want to understand GJ.
Explosive. Okay.
I just want to understand whether he's actually using his own mind, having his own site, or he's just tagging off of you.
No, seriously.
You haven't watched them, mate.
I have watched them. And in their last game, in that second half, there was so many times.
You can't be more convincing than that, mate.
Come on to tell me what you've watched.
In that last game, there were so many times where they were getting caught 3v2 on the counter attack.
Where are they?
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to bully me into a bet.
Listen,
Right? I know where you're going. I know where you're going. I know it's stupid. I'm not going to bet on the Czech Republic.
That's what one of the viewers is saying. Where's Aki?
Do you know what I mean?
His target.
Someone else can explain why he's missing.
GJ, what
the dodgy link.
It wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time, that's for sure. All right, GJ. So 50-50 can go either way. Penalties, you're saying. Who's going to come out winner?
I like Holland, so I'm gonna let my heart rule my head. I'm gonna say Holland, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, they might accumulate as well because I think
let's cut to Mikey. Go on, and Mikey, what do you reckon? 4-0.
You're saying heart rule your head.
Right?
Use your head for once. Come on, man.
I just want to hear your mouth. Go on, 4-0, 5-0.
No. This is Euro Championships.
Yeah,
3-1.
2-2. After all that, yeah, he's going for a straight bang.
No, I didn't. Did you actually?
2-1.
3-1.
3-1.
It's 3-1.
Wait, Uche, you didn't give your prediction.
Oh
You
yeah,
just said the Czech might do a thing. Like, what's that?
that's a good point. Okay, I'm gonna go for a 1-1. Goes to extra time. Netherlands takes it 2-1.
Okay. And CT.
Easy win for the Netherlands. I'll go 3-0 actually. 3-0.
Now,
Yeah.
disrespect.
The Czech Republic are whack. They're whack.
Yeah, I'm not. To be honest, I'm not. The first time I watched them, first time I watched them was against England, and I saw absolutely nothing. I didn't know Schick was playing until I saw him walking off.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
So yeah, I did. They
As you say,
they played some neat football. They pass it around quite neatly, keep possession a bit, but in terms of cutting edge, didn't see anything. And defense,
as I said earlier, when they played Scotland, Scotland had loads of chances.
They did.
Against Czech.
But then Scotland were playing at home though. I expected them to do something. It was their first game. They won gas, on hyped and they got slapped anyway.
Yeah. We got a few comments coming in from DK Fancer. Says that Denmark is his dark horse, and everyone looks like he's agreed with that as well. So yeah, some interesting comments coming in. So where are we? Let's move on to the next batch of games.
You know how it is. What do you mean, where are we? I'll show you where we are. That's where we are.
Here we go. It's hype train. Let's go. Right. Italy versus Austria. I'm going to go for 3-0. Comfortable.
Austria or Italy.
CT, you should know because I'm driving that hype train. So you should know that it's for Italy. But yeah, Italy 3-0, easy.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
That's about right.
Yeah.
Anyone disagree with comfortable?
Skip on to the next game.
Mikey's not convinced.
No, 3-0 for me as well. I thought we should have given Uche some more airtime on his team. But
No, it's all right. It's all right. Like I said,
we're just like rolling on. Like,
yeah. It's fine. It's fine by me, man. Let's just keep it moving. It's good because I know when we do the next preview, when everything comes down, I know people are gonna try and do some gunshots. So it's all good.
Straight. We're there.
But Austria, there's nothing to talk about. Everybody knows that Italy are gonna win the game, so it's fine.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Easy.
And the team that the winner can face will come out of this game, Belgium versus Portugal. I've got that as a great game to watch. Attacking football. Defense is not so great, so I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, whichever way it goes. I think it's going to be 3-2 to Belgium. That's what I'm going for. Uche.
Well, to me, I had it the same 3-2, but I had it to the wrong other team.
Oh, really?
I believe I've done this. I don't know. I just think it's literally
Anti-Belgium.
I don't rate either defense. And Lukaku is gonna do its thing. Kevin De Bruyne is gonna do his thing. CR7 is definitely gonna do his thing. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a fight off. I'm really disappointed in Portugal so far. Part of me wants them to go out. Part of me don't want Belgium to go out because I know the gunshots from Martinez and everybody's gonna be too much, and I don't think they deserve that. But at the same time, I just feel that their defense shouldn't be able to cope with what Portugal has to offer. like if this game was to go stick at 2-2, let's go all out at each other's defense. I'm backing the Portuguese better players because they just have too many weapons. It'd be a shame if they don't put it through, just based on they've just got just marginally better attack, because Hazard is nowhere near the Hazard that we knew at Chelsea. So for me, I just think they have more firepower at Portugal. So 3-2, I'm having it to Portugal.
3-2 to Portugal. Mikey, you were going to say something before Uche started talking.
No, I back Belgium, obviously. I'll go 4-2 Belgium.
4-2, okay.
I think Belgium's firepower is just not going to be answered. Lukaku's going to bully their defense. KDB will find him. KDB will probably get on the score sheet. Hazard isn't really too much of a threat in the tournament, so hopefully they don't play him and they play someone else. But Portugal was an attacking threat. Bruno Fernandes has been missing in the whole tournament. Bernardo's played one
should have given a penalty away yesterday.
Yeah. And he should have been sent off.
Yeah.
For that stamp. Bernardo Silva, one long-range pass, which was quality, but that was it in 3 games. Relied on CR7, 5 goals. That's what's carried them through, and 3 of them penalties. So, yeah, I'll back Belgium easily.
4-2 to Belgium. CT.
You know what? I had Portugal as winning the whole tournament, actually, but
we know.
After seeing Germany smoke them the way that he did, and that stubborn manager not willing to change anything, I can't back them anymore.
But if you don't check this though, right? They're not going to have the Wardy Goosen playing for them. And secondly, more importantly, I think it's going to be Chadley or someone else. There's no way that person is having up Semedo. No way near.
I think they will. Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, Semedo might even be fit, so they might have a.
Oh yeah, went off.
They might have a touch there. Yeah, but I'm gonna go Belgium. I think just watching Belgium play, Lukaku's on fire. KDB's found his form again. I think Belgium. I'll go for a 2-0.
Wow. Clean slaps.
Yeah, Portugal. Listen, they're gonna try and play for Ronaldo and not utilize the other attacking threats they have, and I think Belgium is gonna have too much for them.
He reckons Vertonghen and Alderweireld, those granddads, are going to keep CR7 and Jota quiet.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I've got a funny feeling they won't score. I've got a funny feeling.
I reckon I want Belgium, but I think Portugal are going to just do it. And again, I come back to what I've said before in the past about like my prediction for Man City versus Chelsea. I just feel like Portugal have just got more of the bottle about them. I just feel like Belgium have just got that touch of shooksterism. I don't know if they're ex-Spuds players in there, man. But yeah, I just feel like Portugal, they've got bigger characters and they've obviously won this. They're defending champions. So yeah, I think Portugal are going to do it.
Okay, so a bit of a mixed bag there. You can kind of convince me either way, really. I think it can go either way, to be honest. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I'm sticking with my 3-2 for Belgium. Right, let's move on to the next one. Who have we got?
Well, you want to cover those two? What we're going to do next week?
Okay. All right, let's wait. Okay, let's hold fire on the Tuesday games that are coming up and the games that come after that as well. Obviously, the big one is on Tuesday evening with England versus Germany, but we'll talk about that in more detail on Monday. So let's move on to talk about who we think the star players of the tournament have been. So for me, I'm going to give it to my man Gini Wijnaldum, captain fantastic. Sorry, CT, but
Jeez,
you got to wait your turn. Captain fantastic, Gini Wijnaldum, getting on the score sheet. He's leading the team as well. completely changed type of performance from what we're used to watching at Liverpool. So yeah, Gini Wijnaldum is my star player so far in the tournament. I would have gone for one of the Italian boys, but they haven't played every game, unlike Gini. So I'm going to go for Gini Wijnaldum. Go on, CT, as you.
You stolen my thing, innit? So what's the point?
You got to come up with another one.
Everything I've just said.
You got anything to add to what I said? Put it that way.
No, you literally took everything, mate. So I might as well log off now, innit? I'm gonna go with. I should go with Ronaldo, but I'm not gonna because I think someone else is in here is probably go for that one. But I'm gonna go for probably Lukaku. Watching him play, he has definitely silenced critics. He's definitely silenced critics in his performance. He's been the best striker in the Euros so far for me. His hold-up play has been brilliant. He's sort of bringing people into play. He's literally probably the best form I've seen him in since his, what should I say, Chelsea days? Early Chelsea days, maybe. But yeah, I go for Lukaku as being one of the star players of the tournament for me.
Okay, and Uche, I think you're going to agree with that.
Yeah, yeah. I can't believe it.
No. You got to pick another one now.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. That's the rule now. That's the rule.
Well,
Actually, you're going to end up picking one of mine.
I actually can't believe it. But if we have to pick a different one, I had a backup, but I was gonna go gassed out on Lukaku, but he played 2 games, but I've been so impressed with his game, and obviously he's Locatelli for Italy. For a young player that came in.
Unlucky Mikey.
Like I was going
to say. Actually, what am I talking about? Italy. No chance. Sorry, Uche. Go on.
That's right. I was playing for Sassuolo, and he blatantly was only playing because Verratti was going to miss the first 2 games due to injury and whatnot. So for him to come in there and just dominate the game, played really well, not just in the goals, set up the plays, involved in a lot of the intricate plays, seemed to knew exactly what the manager asked of him. I thought it was absolutely exceptional. So for me, since Lukaku is off the table, Locatelli helped to take you home. So I thought it was brilliant. Definitely the best player for Italy in those 2 games, I would say.
I'm shocked you picked a future Arsenal player, mate. That's all right, I love that.
All right, I'm going based on what I can see on my screen in terms of anti-clockwise. So next up is GJ. Who's your star player of the tournament? I'm trying to be fair, Mikey.
It's fine.
I'm going to go for Memphis Depay.
But you know what? I've got a shortlist. I knew this was going to happen. And I'll just throw my
Chestnut checkers.
Yeah. That was a good one. I'm surprised you actually said that.
No, I mean, again, he's. I have actually been surprised with him and with Holland in this tournament. I mean,
the 10 minutes you watched, yeah.
I mean, I know they've played Ukraine and they beat them 3-1, no 3-2.
Okay.
There you go. See, they beat Austria 3-0 or 2-0.
You can't even do your Googles right, mate. What are you doing? What's going on?
Google getting you down.
If I was Googling it, I would have got it like that, wouldn't I? But yeah, Memphis is impressed. Wijnaldum, obviously, as we know, there's been a lot of discussion in our WhatsApp groups about Wijnaldum, about the way he plays for Holland as opposed to the way Klopp uses him. But now Memphis, I mean, they look very fluid up front. So yeah, he's my shout, definitely. I was going to say him anyway, not to wind up Mikey, but hey, win-win.
Mikey, who you said that you've got a reserve list, so who's up next?
I feel like there was a conspiracy there. But, Yeah, no, Depay was going to be my number one. I think he's been the flair player of the tournament. KDB, if he had played the whole tournament, he would have been clear because the minutes that he has played, he's just been ridiculous. I'll go number 2 and then number 1. Seeing as we're moving quite quickly, I had a short list. So Dumfries, the Netherlands fullback, has been tearing down the wing. Hadn't heard of him pre-tournament, so there wasn't anything known about him, and he's looked very, very good.
Who did he play for? Do you know?
Say that again?
PSV, innit? PSV.
PSV. I was surprised to see that he was 25. I thought he was going to be a bit younger to meet a certain criteria, but he wasn't. So
Uche's rule book.
But number 1, I think we can't get away from CR7. Somebody has to say him. I mean, in terms of effectiveness, he's by far the top goal scorer in the tournament. He's carrying his team through, despite how poorly we think that they've been looking. He's doing what he does, and that's score goals, regardless of 3 penalties as well.
Yeah, cool. All right, so that's who we've gone for our star players. We want to actually talk about young players of the tournament as well. So,
and when we say young, we mean under 21 or under, yeah?
Yeah.
That's the rule that the general has put in there. So yeah, the general will be Uche. Under 21, young player of the group stages. I've not put a lot of thought to this, so I'm going to pass it on to someone else to go first. Mikey, let's start with you. Let's go the other way around then. Let's go with you, Mikey.
Bukayo Saka.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Here we go.
He's not my
one game wonder.
He isn't, but he's played kind of one game. But if he played more, I'm sure he would have been in the running for me. But it's Alexander Isak from Sweden.
Okay.
Looks
Yes.
very
good.
21 he is. So he just meets the criteria that was set. There aren't too many young players that are lighting up the tournament, to be honest.
No.
There's lots of young players that have been selected in squads. Muzela, I think Gravenbridge, is it, for Holland. Bellingham for England, but they're not getting minutes. Muzela came on yesterday, actually, when they were desperate to score and was involved in the equaliser. But Isak, yeah, he's looked pretty good. We'll probably get a transfer off of this tournament as well.
Yeah, 100%. There's some rumours of a few clubs in the Premier League looking at him, but I think his buyout clause is like 50 million. So that might, something like that. So that might put some teams off. But GJ, you're up next.
I'm going to go for Mikkel Damsgaard. I watched that Denmark game the other day.
Okay.
Is he that young?
Yeah, I think
right?
Uche can probably give us a bit more information on him because I think he
This
plays
guy.
for an Italian club.
Leave Uche alone.
Leave me alone.
Dragging on his coattails.
Help me out, Uche. Please help.
But apparently, Spurs and West Ham are linked with this guy. And looking at his performance the other day, I was thinking, he's got something about him. So my shout is definitely Mikkel Damsgaard, young, nippy winger. He's got a few tricks. Yeah, that's my shout.
Yeah, good shout. Another good shout. Uche, you're up next.
Yeah, like I said, it was a difficult one. I was gonna go for Isak, but I kind of knew once you went to Mikey that was gonna be gone. So thankfully, I had done enough to give me a short list. So the guy I'm going for, he played left back for Croatia. I think he's pronounced Guardiola with V. I thought he's been really impressive considering he's just 19 years of age. And come to the tournament, he hasn't seemed to doing too many things wrong. When I have watched him in the 2 games that they played, especially the Scotland game that was doing the watch along, I was quite impressed with what was happening on that side. So yeah, I think, for someone who was 19 and in an aging squad, I think he more than held his own, and he's one to watch for the future for sure. So yeah, that will be my young player.
I'm judging by CT's disappearance that you just jacked his young player. So
Well, he's off.
I think CT's having a few technical problems. So hopefully we'll get him back on in a second. In his absence, I just had to quickly Google to make sure that the guy meets the criteria, and he does. I'm going to go for Pedri of Spain. He actually hasn't been as hasn't lit it up as much as I thought he would, because every time I've seen him for Barcelona, he's been one of the best players on the pitch. But he seems very comfortable in that team. He keeps the ball ticking. He hasn't actually been taking on players as much, but I think he's been played slightly differently than he does for Barcelona. So I'm going to go for Pedri. He's only 18 years old, so the youngest of the ones we picked so far, I think. So yeah, that's my young player.
He missed an absolute sitter the other day.
Did he?
Yeah, it was literally about 5 yards out. The ball came across him and he spooned it wide. But I agree. He is a talent. He's a talent. Whenever I do watch Barcelona, he's one of the players that you kind of think, yeah, he's definitely got something about him.
There is a freebie hanging around that I thought, I guess Nike had to go for Isaac, but you're thinking, we probably think he's older, and he plays like he's a lot older, and we've known him for way too long now for Netherlands, but he's absolutely in that criteria, and that's De Ligt, of course.
Yeah.
And he's just, no one even mentions him anymore.
It's like he didn't start the first game.
He didn't start the first game, okay. It's just interesting. It's almost like no one talks about him anymore.
How old is he? 21?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's 21. He's definitely
not younger.
Yeah.
That's impressive then. I thought Havertz might have met the criteria, but he's just turned 22.
Yeah, he just turned 20. Yeah, correct.
Okay. All right. So we'll try and get CT back on so that we can get his young player. I think we should start a GoFundMe to help him out. So one other thing I wanted to ask as well, excuse me, is player of the tournament. Sorry, team of the tournament so far. Which team has impressed you the most?
For me, it's easy. It's Italy.
Definitely for me as well.
Yeah.
Italy and Netherlands, I think, but it's kind of hard to judge Netherlands because of their group. But I think Italy.
Who's Italy
very,
beaten?
very impressive. What's that, Mikey?
Who's Italy beaten? Did I miss something about their group?
Yeah, true.
They had the mighty Wales in there, so that's enough.
You got Switzerland, right? Wales. That's more than. That's the higher caliber of teams.
Who have Holland beat North Macedonia, Austria, and they scraped past.
The great keeps mentioning North Macedonia beat Germany, mate. All right.
yeah. and they scraped past Ukraine in the end 3-2. So I mean, I've been impressed with Holland, no doubt. But for me, Italy, the team of the tournament.
Yeah.
No, not having it. Netherlands.
Not having it.
No, but it's true though. If you base it on the UEFA rankings, right, those three teams are way higher than what Netherlands face, and Macedonia. We don't know disrespect.
I thought both groups were the weakest groups, other than this. Actually,
Macedonia though. I mean, that could be 10-0 or something. Do you know what I mean? Come on, man. I mean, they did well to obviously be part of it, and they should, by all means, should always be involved. But it's still North Macedonia at the end of the day, and it doesn't even come close to the other ones. No matter how bad you think Turkey played, of course.
Turkey were atrocious. Come on,
they were
touted as dark horses before.
Only by CT. There we go. But Italy were expected to come in and win their group comfortably.
Yeah.
Were Netherlands expected to come in and do what they did?
Like I said,
I had them down to win the group.
I had them down to win the group, so
not as easily probably.
Scoring goals.
I didn't have it. I had Italy to win their group, but not as easily either. So
yeah,
I guess you could pick either team. They've been the most attractive to watch. I think most entertaining to watch, I should say, and they scored the most goals. So you could really pick either team, make an argument for either of them.
Yeah.
All right, and one last question. So we're going to wrap up We're going to wrap up soon. So I'm just going to have one last question. Best game of the tournament so far?
Germany, Portugal.
Yeah, I think I'll have to go with that.
I think so too.
It was the best watch. It was pretty open. Portugal's fullbacks got ripped to shreds. They managed to hang in there a little bit, but they made Germany look like world beaters. Might have an intruder in the front. What's this guy? Look, he hasn't even got a face.
What is this?
I have to say, you're looking better, mate.
How do you know it's me for sure?
Can you hear me?
It's you for
Somebody
sure.
have you been kidnapped, CT?
I'm worried about you. What's going on?
Is this a cry for help?
They mistaken me for Guernsey, innit? For the Macedonians, isn't it? They got me.
Give it up, bro. Give it up.
CT, go away, man.
You not finished young player of the tournament?
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Let's see what you've got.
God.
Someone mentioned Saka already.
Nice.
Can someone turf him?
Yeah, perfect. He's Googling it blatantly.
Saka. Obviously, it has to be Saka for me.
He's played about 83 minutes.
And in those 83 minutes, he got man of the match. Has any of your young players got man of the match?
Yeah, well.
There you go.
One game out of 3. That's it. Done.
Listen,
sounds
he'll
like
play,
he's
he'll play
fixing his
next one
dialogue.
and he'll put in a performance. Trust me.
Okay.
Okay.
CT's going for Saka on his way from being kidnapped.
What does this sound like? Titi, we got to remove you.
We got to remove you, man. We got to remove you.
Someone turf him.
Seriously. I've got one more topic actually, and this might cause a little bit of debate, and that is who's been the biggest flop of the tournament so far, player wise.
Player-wise.
Right, and
Foden.
Who?
Foden.
No,
What?
that's
no.
You're spamming. Nah. Can we turf Rel as well?
That's harsh.
And then there was who?
Hype.
Nah,
He's done
So
nothing.
harsh. I can't believe coming from you.
He's done
you'd be
nothing.
that harsh to somebody.
that's a silly comment.
Yeah,
From you,
that is-
Rel. I expect better of you.
Yeah, that is.
You're not usually
I was trying to
tabloid.
be provocative, to be fair.
You're not usually tabloid.
I was trying to be provocative. But yeah, I do think he's been underwhelming though. Flopping is hard though. Flopping is hard, but I don't think he's done anything
Listen,
really.
Let's talk about a real flop in the tournament.
Yeah,
Hernandez.
he's a clear favorite, isn't he?
Bruno
Hernandez.
Fernandes is by far the biggest flop of the tournament.
Yeah, no
And
question.
that's because CR7 doesn't let him take the penalties. If he was on penalties, he'd have 3 goals by now. And people would say,
And everyone would be raving about
Bruno
him.
Fernandes.
Yeah.
But he's been missing.
No, that's true. Massive
I'm shocked
flop.
by it. I was thinking you guys would say Harry Kane just like that.
Nah.
He
He isn't the biggest flop. He is a flop, but he isn't the biggest flop.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's be honest. You can't play 3 games as a striker and have 1 shot on target.
Yeah.
I'm not having it. Like against Scotland, Czech Republic, and Croatia. Nah.
Playing at home as well.
He's lucky to be in the team, but he's the captain. So
Yeah.
So you are saying he is definitely flop. I'm going to chuck in Mbappe in there as well.
Not for the biggest flop, though.
I can see why.
Only on the basis he hasn't scored, but in terms of performance, I've loved watching him.
Oh, I
Like,
just can't see
he's
the danger.
What?
I can't see the danger. I mean, the only thing I've seen him do really was run into that defender yesterday.
Whoever runs on your level.
Yeah, I think so. And I know Rel's partially with me because he's losing money on it. But I mean, apart from Mbappe running into that defender yesterday and falling down and looking at the referee begging for a penalty, I just can't see. He's had a couple of moments, but he's a much better player than what we're seeing. Is he Bruno Fernandes, Harry Kane style flop? No, but then he's got better players servicing him than Harry Kane. But I think if you're talking about biggest flops of the tournament, his name should be up there mentioned.
He's probably in the top 3 to 5, but he's not the biggest.
Not the biggest.
Fernandez is by far he's gone clear with floppage.
Yeah,
the guy's
Listen,
being just
the players that we're mentioning in terms of Fernandez and Kane have done nothing, whereas Mbappe is looking dangerous. You're saying he's not looking a threat. I don't know what games you're watching, because he's causing. Did you see Hummels? He's causing defenders nightmares.
Yeah,
and I'm sure he's got an assist as well in the tournament.
And the penalty. And when he set up in Benzema with that touch as well, so and he misses it. I mean, that's he's contributing. Whereas, like you said, Fernandez, you're just trying to find what is this guy done so far? What is he actually contributed?
Bruno Fernandez, when you look at
to the point where Fernandez got dropped because he was that poor. He was so poor he got dropped.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point, and so is what is Oabi once saying there. Flop is relative to how highly you rated the play heading into the tournament. I mean, I had Mbappe as top goal scorer, or being up there with Lukaku. Yeah, but then when Uche said Lukaku and he pointed out the weak path that they had, like the weak group, then I switched to Lukaku. But originally I was thinking Mbappe, and Mbappe's like, he's one of the best players in the world. But
you thought Mbappe would be top goal scorer in a group with Germany and Portugal?
Yeah, I did.
It's CT, man.
Oh, look at this guy. This is what he's good at. Texting.
CT.
You man.
Let it go, CT. Turkey were whack.
He was expecting a hat trick, wasn't he? They brace in the first game.
Yilmaz, horrific.
Oh, goodness gracious me. Now, I think from how highly he had his rep, Fernandez, but, I could understand Mbappe being up there.
Yeah, I can see why you'd say that, but Fernandez, that's the one. Okay, let's wrap it up there, lads.
Actually, one more thing that we were talking about, like you said, what about the, we can then wrap this up, is about the away goals. I think some of you had some comments to make regarding the change in the UEFA.
I don't care.
Away goals. Oh, you don't care?
Arsenal have gone out enough times on the way, so scrap that. I don't care. I'm happy with it.
So for the benefit of the viewer,
DJ only wants it because they managed to knock out City on away goals. That's the only reason.
No, it's not. It's not
straight.
No, it's not straight. It's very wrong. I think football's worse for it. I think we're going to see a lot more defensive games now, because the great thing with away goals is in the second leg, it only takes one goal, and in the stage of the game, one team is chasing the match. So if let's say if Germany are playing Portugal, well, I suppose that's a bad example because obviously European football, but let's say like Man United versus Barcelona, and you got an away goals rule there. Barcelona score. Yeah, of course. But Barcelona score, then Man United need to score. And if they don't score, they're out. So they're going to be on the attack. And if once they do score, then Barcelona are out. There's no situation like you had yesterday in the Portugal-France game where both teams thinking, you know what, we're not losing, we'll let the game carry on, and the game will just meander into extra time and penalties. I think you're going to see that a lot now.
I agree. I think the away goals rule brought in an element of jeopardy to the ties, where you know that you're going to have to either keep a clean sheet or if you're going to have to chase something. So I think when in the old days, it used to be you go away from home, you keep it tight, blah, blah, blah. But then it sort of changed over the last few years, whereas you go away and you get that away goal. Even if you lose 2-1, you get that away goal. And in the second leg, you have to attack to get that win. So for me, to take it away, I just think it's going to be so many teams are now going to think, all right, let's just try and keep it tight. We'll try and beat them in extra time in the second leg. If you're playing a much bigger team than you are, you'll try and keep it tight and try and take your chances in the second leg. Whereas if you get those away goals, the bigger team has to come and chase you. So for me, I think it's... What's that, Mike?
We've seen those type of teams able to do it now. Atletico Madrid, like they play tight as hell, looking to squeak a result, and that's with the away goals. So,
but I think those sort of teams I think those sort of teams are in the minority. Personally, I think the away goals rule has made teams, the way modern day teams approach European football, it's made teams having to chase goals in games. So if you go away from home, clean sheet isn't great. You want to get that away goal. That's the way I see it.
I love the fact that it's scrapped. I think it's an old rule, and we should always be progressive in sport. It's a rule that was put in place to compensate for the traveling and all that other stuff, which just doesn't apply to this level now. So, look, you know the score. If it's 1-1 on aggregate, we're going to extra time, and that's it. Otherwise, why don't you go and score the winning goal? You know, all this away goal stuff, it was just ridiculous to me because there's no advantage from the away goals anymore. There's nothing. What are you going to say? Because you scored in a bigger crowd that was against you. There's nothing there. It's just everything is equal. You score your goals and come home. We take care of business. I personally think it's progressive. It can't be regressive. You can't say it was put in years ago for any other reason but for travel. That's why it was there. So you should always look at your rules to change it to be progressive. This is the progressive.
Just because the rules, exactly. We'll see how long it lasts. Exactly. But just because the reason why it was put there might have been wrong. The fact it was there, right, or old, whatever. The fact that it was there, I think it was beneficial. And just because something has changed, it doesn't mean it's progressive. Time will tell.
Be regressive. It can be regressive.
I suppose you're right. I mean, it can be. You can maybe look at it, and maybe what you guys are saying might come true, and then in case you have to consider going back to it. But honestly, I don't see why you would want to go back to it. What does it matter where you are? The aim of the game is to win. You know, if it's equal, then we go to extra time, and if you don't win, then you don't win. Right?
Well, the reason why me and Rel are talking like this is because, as we're saying, you basically have a situation where teams aren't chasing the game. They're just happy just to okay, we'll just play the game in like 70% with a handbrake on.
Yeah, well, let's be real. What team is going to want to go to penalties? If we're talking about the levels of tournament, if we're talking about the levels of tournament that we'll be talking about, let's say the Champions League, what team is going to want to go in the knockout stages to penalties?
Why would you risk it?
Why would you risk that? No team that wants to win the tournament would ever risk going to penalties.
I mean, you don't have a guarantee you're going to win penalties. I don't really understand what you're saying.
I think if you look at Liverpool in 2005 when we won it then,
right?
That's the sort of team when you're facing, who do we play? Juventus,
right?
Chelsea, and what was it, Deportivo in the knockouts. Our squad was so far away from the likes of Juventus and Chelsea that those are the sort of teams where you're thinking, okay, we're going to keep it as tight as we can and then try and nick a goal somewhere.
Yeah, but we won the first. For Juventus, we won the first game. Was it 2-1? You just have to defend and make it 0-0, which we did. So
we won the first game 2-1, lost the second game, didn't we? 1-0.
Did we? I think it was 0-0, mate. Anyway,
but you know what I'm saying. A team like Liverpool, that Liverpool team facing the Juventus team that had superstars coming out of every single position. Those are the sorts of teams where you're going to think the best way we can win this is probably to get them to take them to penalties.
Yeah, but let's stop this because there are teams that go out like Arsenal did it for a period of time that play a low block, that play to just suck someone in and try and squeak a result. There are teams like that existing right now. The only issue with this away goals rule is if you get two of those teams that want to play out a draw and go to penalties. Yeah. The scenarios that you're given are weak teams playing the bigger teams and the weak teams holding out for penalties and maybe getting lucky. And if they do that, good luck to them. They managed to squeak through. But at the end of the day, I think that the away goal rule, if someone draws 5-5 on aggregate and then a team goes out on a draw, how can we look at that as
true competition?
Nobody's won the game.
Yeah, but the point is to reward the fact that you've gone to their ground
and scored
more goals than they've done when they came to your ground. And you've
both played 2 games.
Huh?
So one wins 2-1, one wins 3-2. Yeah. Or you could even extrapolate it up. And you're placing the emphasis on the fact that someone scored 3 goals.
But that's hard to do at home though, isn't it? Isn't it?
If you draw over 2 games, how can you justify somebody getting knocked out?
because
The
that
way-
team's been more braver on the other person.
Have they really though? In reality,
What if it's a decision? So you say one team's been more braver. What if it's a bad referee decision then?
Yeah.
Let's bring some variables in.
You got VAR.
Yeah,
innit?
but if you say that, then
Yeah.
I think it's been proved that home teams get more decisions at home, right? So if you've got a bad decision and you're an away team, that's going to be rare because it doesn't happen that often generally.
True.
Surely. So for me, it's I don't see what was wrong with
What's the
away
benefit
goals.
of away goals? Go on.
For me, as I explained earlier, for me, it adds jeopardy to the whole thing. It adds an element, an extra element of not surprise but jeopardy, where if this person scores and this person has to do more to win, and that sort of that's what I didn't see that as a problem.
I think
I
the
don't
same.
know
If you've got
I
a
don't know
game
what's broken
and
with
it's
it.
0-0 in the first leg, and then the second game, someone scores with 10 minutes to go and it's 1-0. And then the other team has to score 2 goals. That's just ridiculous because then they'll be open.
They
and
do
then
anyway,
they'll get-
don't they?
No, listen. Then they're open and then it's 2-0.
Yeah.
The game's done. Whereas they've actually got a chance in this. So it's not that it's going to play out for some drab thing. They're going to go to score.
But in that scenario, 0-0 first leg, away second leg, the away team scores 1-0.
Yeah.
The first leg, that team should have played more open to get a goal in that game. Then
But why is it so? That's what I'm saying. Why is it so like that? Why can't you just say, look, this is the game. But you didn't win the game. That's how I see it. You didn't win. It's 0-0.
But you did more. You did more away from home.
Yeah, I know that. But I'm saying you didn't
More
win the game. Surely the whole point of the game is to win the game. You didn't win the game.
Yeah, well, you could say the same for penalties.
Yeah, of course. That's what penalties at the end when there was no other choice left. There was literally nothing else left. We tried to win the game. Both of you didn't. It went to extra time. You didn't get. So we're now literally right at the end of the thing. You see what I'm saying? Whereas here, you're saying you are out because you didn't win the game, but you're still out. That's why I didn't like about it. I think hopefully it will change. It'll bring the different elements. At least let's see. We want to see winners, is what I'm saying, rather than anything. We want to make sure that someone won the tie.
There are winners. Winners on away goal.
Yeah,
That's the rules. That's the rules. That's how it works.
Take that to America. That's not a win.
We'll see. We'll see how it pans out and whether or not it does change the way teams approach games. Personally, I don't see what was broken that they felt the need to fix. But we'll see.
I bet you see lower goal scoring matches in the European knockout matches.
I agree.
Lower goal scoring
because
games.
everyone's just trying not to lose now.
Yeah.
No. What? Because of the away goals rule?
Because there'll be less risk. I'm not saying it's going to be
teams aren't going to change their playing style because of the away goals rule.
The longer the game goes on, the longer the game goes on.
Teams are not going to change. So Man City are going to suddenly sit in, are they?
No, Man City. That's a very that's extreme. But I mean, what I'm saying is
Borussia Dortmund. They're going to sit in.
The longer a match goes on, the more fear of losing kicks in, because suddenly they're thinking, "Bloody hell, one mistake and that's it." So they're thinking, "Well, why even take that risk? It's going to just let the game carry on."
Isn't it worse with the away goals rule?
We'll just take penalties.
For the away goals rule, it's even worse because for one team, it's like one goal and we're going to have to score 2. Let's not do anything. Clamp everything down. Batten the matches. Let's get a few buses in. Call in Jose.
Yeah.
2005 Jose.
Yeah.
No, you're saying if Man United scored a goal against Barcelona, then Barcelona have to score 2. So you're saying Man United will park the bus, yeah?
What?
That's what you're saying. You're saying the team that scored.
I didn't mention Man United or Barcelona.
I'm just giving an example. I'm just saying. Team A versus Team B. So Team A scores, and then you're saying that Team A are thinking, right, the other team need to score 2 goals, so let's park the bus hard. Yeah, is that what you're?
Yes.
Is that what you're pointing?
That is.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. Barcelona know that. And that's listen. The game's gone to the second leg. They know the situation.
You just started talking about removing the away goals rule will make teams play more defensively, and then I've just given you an example where a team will score a goal and sit back and defend, and you're saying that's fine.
Well, you expect You expect them to
But they've
sit
already
back.
scored a goal.
Yeah, they've scored the goal. It's not a case of like
they're
it's
defending the
0-0.
lead, then, aren't they?
No, you haven't listened. So you're backing the away goals rule, yeah?
Yes, I am.
The away goals rule will make a team more defensive than not having the away goals rule.
Disagree.
No.
Why?
We
Why?
just said. How many times?
Discuss why. Well, we discuss why. At the end of the day, we're not going to agree. Two say it should stay. Two say it should go.
Let's monitor. Let's
We'll
monitor
see.
these tight games that are 0-0s.
Yeah, we will.
So that's what the prediction is.
I guess
0-0 games in the knockouts.
I think it'd be more dramatic, personally.
And why
I
do you
think
think
it will.
so many international football tournaments, right? The games go. How many times have you seen, like in so many World Cups and Euros, there's been goals galore in the group stages, goals galore, and then suddenly come to the knockout matches.
That's different.
Yeah, you'll see 0-0s. You know,
It's the quality of
one.
the team
It's
changes
one
as well,
game.
doesn't it?
It's one game, isn't it? So
You
they're
go
gonna
from
be
Netherlands versus Austria to Netherlands versus Italy.
yeah,
Like, there's a big difference there in the standard and quality.
exactly.
And it's a one-off game.
Also, it's a one game. They know that if I could lose,
It's like
this
a
game,
final.
I'm actually cautious anyway.
It's not just that. I mean, I've seen so many like other.
DJ,
Okay, let me ask you a question. I'll ask you a
let me
question.
ask
after.
DJ a question. Actually,
Yeah,
Ro, you
I'll
might
ask-
be able to answer as well. The
Yeah.
two elder statesmen of the group. When the Champions League was straight knockout, what happened?
It was dull. From what I've heard, it was dull.
What you've heard? No, you was watching it. GJ, tell us.
From what I've heard, it was dull.
Yeah, I weren't watching it either.
Really? I thought you were both like that era.
It wasn't even on TV, was it? I don't know. Rel should know. He'll remember
all this
he'll
man
remember all.
trying to pass the buck. Go on then. But
Well,
no, the question I was going to ask, Mikey, was the drama of Tottenham. I'm not picking Tottenham because it's Tottenham, but the drama of Tottenham versus Ajax. Did you not enjoy that?
I don't think that would have happened. I don't think it would have happened in that sequence because, like you said,
That wasn't the question. Did you not enjoy it?
no. You
Listen.
can't do that, and I'll tell you why you can't do that.
I can. That's what happened. The rule was the rule. The game happened. Did you enjoy it? That's the question.
But that was the rule at the time. If the rule was the other way and you knew that there was no away goal rule, then you would have known before the tournament. So we can never compare one.
But that's
versus
not what I'm
the other.
asking you.
Well,
Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy it? You can say yes. You can
No,
say
no,
yes.
no,
Okay, because it
Let me
wouldn't
say
change
another
anyway.
one.
I don't think
Arsenal lost 3-0 to Milan and then went and beat them 4-1. Do you think I enjoyed that?
3-0, 4-1. No.
Or the reverse?
No, you probably didn't.
4-0 and we went out on away goals. Do you think it was enjoyable?
But you lost 3-0.
Right, so for everyone that's cheering, there's somebody that's unhappy.
But did you enjoy the
Definitely not.
Ajax? I didn't enjoy
I
it.
did not enjoy that.
Actually,
either.
no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
No,
you
I
wouldn't.
didn't.
You wouldn't. That's a good point.
I didn't enjoy it
Good
either.
point.
You know
And I
what?
didn't enjoy Tottenham getting through against Man City on away goals either.
I was going to say that
That was
Tottenham
sick,
Man
though.
City.
That was sick.
That Tottenham Man City was so. I mean, I know it's easy me saying this because we won, but even if we lost and Sterling had that goal at the end allowed, it was still one of the sickest ties in in Champions League edition because it literally in that second leg. We went. City went 1-0 up. Then we went pap. Then we were through.
Yep.
Then City were
We
through.
won it.
Then
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
through. That's
Yeah.
what you want. You don't want it where City scored, then we equalise, and then there's just a lull, and then
No.
City might score again, and then they score. It was literally one team. Whoever was losing.
This
had to
whole
chase.
lull business
This is
can
biased.
only be based on a team not wanting to win.
Exactly.
You have to have two teams that do not
Relative-
want to win to have that.
Wanting to win is different to going out if you don't score.
Two teams have to not be prepared to go for the win for the scenario that you're talking about.
But there's no jeopardy.
There
What
is.
two
You're gonna
teams?
get through to the next
There
round.
isn't, though. There isn't.
There isn't.
There isn't.
Two teams have to
There is.
want
You
to
gotta
not
win the
play.
game. What do you mean? Right now, the game is 1-1,
mad.
yeah? And then it was 0-0 the first leg. It's 1-1 in the second leg. In the second leg, You're thinking, I need to win the game. Everything is still equal. I want to win the game. If you're an attacking team, you want to win the game. What's changed? You want to win the game, no? You don't want it to go to extra time and penalties. You still want to win the game. So an attacking team, you want to win the game anyway.
But if you're, I mean, we can go round and round in houses.
Well, we'll take this into
first leg. If you've drawn the first leg 1-1, you're now the away team in the second leg. Why are you chasing?
It doesn't matter, does it? Because we know that it's a draw. So it's 1-1. It was 0 in the first leg. It's currently 1-1, or whichever way you want to have it round. This is where you are. Everything is equal. I still want to win the game because that's the aim of the game, to win the game.
But if you're away from home, the tendency is going to be to try and take what you've got, which is extra time and penalty.
It depends. Actually,
how many teams are going to want to do that?
If you're good away from home, you can say
that's how people play away from home. They'll take the point.
It's not taking a point. You're saying they will play for penalties. Which team wants to play for penalties?
Teams will fancy themselves.
Teams like
Switzerland,
Switzerland,
a goal away from home.
Yeah,
no. You think
Atletico Madrid? Is
that what you're saying?
You know.
Sorry, Mike. UK?
Are you saying that the home team in that scenario would rather take it to penalties?
No, I'm saying the away team would rather take it to penalties.
Yes, that means the home team is going for it.
Yeah.
Which means the away team can counter and win the game.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
If one team is playing defensive and sitting in, it means the other team.
It's currently all square. The home team wants to come and bang because they're thinking we're the home team. The away team is sitting there going, "Yeah, come and bang, and we're going to counter you."
Yeah, but
the attacking team. Pow,
when you say they're going to go, they're not going to go all out because they don't need to go all out, and that is the point.
They can win on penalties.
There's going to be caution.
From the home team, there's going to be caution,
and they're not going to go all out, are they? Because
there's no guarantee they win on penalties. Is that what you're saying? This is some sort of guarantee they'll win on penalties. That's why they won't go all out.
No. But with penalties, it's literally a flip. You know, it's like a flick of the coin.
That's what I'm asking you. So you think the home team is going to say, "Do you know what? I'm going penalties because I've got more of a chance." Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that the home team
depends on the size of the team.
It depends on the size of the team. But I mean, exactly. I'm saying if you compare it to a home team chasing a match, knowing that they'll go out, and you compare that to a situation where you've got no jeopardy and you're thinking it's 0-0 at the moment, then obviously they're not going to go for it as much. That's the point.
Well, I won't consider it jeopardy. I'm saying that the point of for me, the point of sport is to try and win games, right? And you did that thing ages ago, which is fair enough because of the travel. I completely get it. I had no issue with it. But this should have been changed a long time ago because the impact is no longer there, right? Because your top competition should be trying to win the game. That should be your aim of the competition. It's like, look, you went through because you won over both legs. You won. You did not win on away goals. That should be the aim.
All right. Look, the proof of the pudding is we'll have a look at the stats in many years or maybe next year, and we'll see what the stats say. But I bet you that we're going to see less goals in these matches.
All right, we'll see, isn't it?
Mikey's calling you out for a bet.
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah,
you're talking to me.
Oh, yeah.
Mikey De Niro.
All right. On that note, we're going to end it there. We're back again on Monday night, so join us for more Euro 2020 chat. Thanks everyone who joined us tonight, and we'll see you again on Monday night. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ciao.